Speaking of battle rap, how you feel about the situation between Papoose and Remy Ma?
They both cool with me. Like I knew Papoose for years, over 15 years. Knew Remy for over 15 years. So I just wish them.
Strongly believe that sometimes people need to fight it out. Because talking doesn't do it.
Seeing that Remy Ma wants Papoose back doesn't really surprise me. He was a true definition of that's a good man, Savannah. And I don't know if she thought the grass was green on the other side, but considering that he got a new girlfriend, I think you might have to.
Once hailed as the pinnacle of black love, Papoose and Remy Ma's strong partnership has fallen apart into a tumultuous maelstrom of heartache and treachery. They were more than simply a hip-hop duo. They were a symbol of culture during Remy's worst period. Papoose showed his loyalty by sticking by her side during her 6-year prison term. He did more than wait. He proudly displayed her crown in public after marrying her while she was incarcerated. Every performance, interview, and song served as a reminder to everyone that Remy was his queen. Their tale of love offered faith that fidelity would last no matter what. However, that fairy tale is no longer true. What was once indestructible has devolved into emotional turmoil, public scandals, and infidelity rumors. The rumors started when it was said that Remy had gone out with Easy, the block captain. A budding battle rap artist, she first denied the allegations. But her abrasive defensiveness only served to heighten suspicions. Her words and every action were scrutinized by fans until it was difficult to ignore the fractures. The pinnacle of tension was reached when Easy and Papoose eventually met at a business function. Witnesses said that rather than speaking to each other, Papoose delivered a single, strong blow that knocked Easy out cold. His regard was non-negotiable, according to the statement. However, the battle wasn't the true hurt. The treachery was the cause. Easy wasn't only a passing fancy. He belonged to the same social circles that Pap and Remy used to control together. Remy was caught in the crosshairs of the incident, which shook hip-hop culture and the battle rap scene. She is being accused of forsaking the guy who helped her when she had nothing. After formerly being hailed as a ride-or-die wife,
Jason Scott has been arrested in connection to a murder in Queens that dates back to 2021. Investigators are looking into the possibility that it was a murder for hire.
All right, Fox 5's Teresa Priolo joins us live from Astoria where the victim lived. Teresa, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Steve and Natasha, residents I spoke to here, they didn't know the victim, but they do know who Remy Ma is, and they're telling us that they hope her celebrity doesn't play into this case. Tonight, we are learning that that victim was allegedly killed by Remy Ma's son, Jason.
Remy was connected to another rapper, Bad News, following the controversy, but that relationship ended just as quickly. She was obviously not finding serenity in whatever it was she was looking for. Papoose, however, remained silent and gradually distanced himself from the reputation they had jointly established. Supporters took note of the lack of couple moments, joint appearances, and shout-outs. Before long, news spread. Papoose was no longer with just anyone. A professional boxer has become his new companion. After years of turmoil, she is everything Pap needed: strong, grounded, and drama-free. Papoose now appears to be happy than before. He carried the burden of devotion for years, shielding Remy even when it wasn't returned. He is now radiant, prosperous, and at last contented. Supporters are cheering him on and congratulating him on getting the affection and peace he has always earned. However, the pain of betrayal endures, since this is the man who supported Remy through prison walls, public outcry, and spotlight pressures until he was reportedly betrayed by a member of their inner group. Of course, others contend that Pap isn't completely blameless. Rumors surfaced in 2017 that he may have cheated on Remy while she was incarcerated. One woman even said that he was the father of her kid. But Papoose swiftly disproved the allegation with documentation, revealing the falsehood. In any case, the rumors created suspicion, which Ree supporters are now using to claim she wants to be held solely responsible. However, she has faced far harsher criticism from the court of public opinion. This is where things start to go south. Remy has reportedly not been good at managing Pap's new relationship. She has allegedly been stalking his girlfriend and even threatening her using burner Instagram profiles. Imagine being envious and attacking a professional boxer. Her reputation is being harmed by what fans are calling desperation. Remy, who was formerly seen as a strong woman, now appears to be the antagonist in her own tale. The worst thing is that they have a small kid together. Remy's activities have made it difficult for Pap to protect her from the turmoil, despite his best efforts. She seems preoccupied with upsetting Papoose's happiness rather than her daughter's stability. And admirers concur that it's a terrible reversal for someone who once epitomized fortitude. The public hasn't been impressed by Rhee's defensive posture despite her numerous denials. People think she's hiding something the more she demands. Papoose's subtle makeover is winning people over in the meanwhile. He's not making fun of or applauding back. He's only doing what he can. Ironically, that quiet appears to make Remy even more insane. Her personal life outside of the separation is also falling apart, which exacerbates the situation. She is discovering for the first time how much of an anchor Pap was, and her son is in serious legal problems. He kept her down through all of the storms. Now that he is gone, she finds herself standing in the ruins of her decisions, with the fact that she sent away the one guy who never gave up on her. Fundamentally, this story is about more than simply infidelity or the demands of celebrity. It's about love being taken for granted, loyalty being forgotten, and legacy being damaged. In the past, Remy Ma had the type of companion that everyone hopes for. A man who made devotion an art form and who supported her during storms. However, man has now found serenity in a new, stable person who prioritizes love over conflict and tranquility over pandemonium. While Papoose constructs a drama-free future, Remy is left gazing at the remains of their former existence. She allowed a unique form of love to elude her after being forced to face the agonizing reality. And she could always be haunted by the shadow of that loss. Once hailed as the most devoted couple in hip-hop, Remy Ma and Papoose's relationship has descended into an unexpected crisis. Pap was her rock for years, supporting her comeback, keeping her down throughout her jail stint, and exhibiting loyalty in a way that fans few ever witness. But now that he has given it his all, he has finally left. And now that Pap is gone, Remy's previous decisions are starting to weigh on him. According to insiders, the thought of their marriage ending is already very real. However, Remy finds it extremely painful to see Pap flourish in his new life with someone else. She is reportedly having significantly more difficulties than she acknowledges, even apparently making audacious threats to frighten his new lover. The irony is that Pap's new girlfriend is more than simply a quiet woman. She is a boxing professional, disciplined, focused, and disinterested in muddy games. Just peace, no subtweets, no scandals, no shadow. Remy's attempts to cause trouble in order to maintain her position in Pap's circle are failing miserably. In contrast, Papoose hasn't faltered. No tossing of dirt, interviews, internet tirades, or resentful clapbacks. Rather, he is focusing his energies on his daughter, going forward with quiet confidence and creating a more secure and tranquil chapter in his life. That attitude is reflected in his current relationship, which is modest, drama-free, and based on balance. Fans are cheering because they've noticed. The reaction on social media has been overwhelmingly positive. His quiet demonstrates his dignity, progress, and glow. His departure has become a self-respect lesson thanks to memes and comments. Pap gave that woman the world and she dropped the ball, was the headline of one widely shared post. She is now upset that he found tranquility. She should sit with that. The internet has spoken with an asterisk. Pap's decision to leave is not a sign of weakness. It's sagacity. Conversely, Remy is becoming hotter. Her detractors are unrelenting. It is now being said that the same woman who supposedly violated her vows is an envious ex. Timelines of harsh comments flow. You can't be angry when he goes on after cheating. Or the direct viral interpretation. How can you destroy your marriage for a side guy and then be upset when your man is content? She is hardly the only target of the reaction. It occurs when a once-believed love tale comes to an end. For fans, that is the reason this unraveling is so agonizing. Remy and Pap weren't simply another famous couple. They served as devotional symbols. Pap's devotion became a colloquial expression meaning unconditional affection. Many people feel disappointed now that that has been broken, as though the fairy tale they were rooting for had always been shown to be flimsy. However, many close to Remy argue that this is heartbreak rather than just resentment behind the scenes. She is witnessing another lady enjoy the security and affection that Pap once bestowed to her. He carried her through storms for years. He's carrying someone else right now. That insight is profound. It's remorse rather than just envy. In public, Remy maintains his denial of the cheating accusations, calling them untrue. Her tone, however, conveys a different message. She sounds more like someone on defense, frantically trying to maintain control of a story that has already slipped away than the self-assured MC fans are familiar with. Furthermore, the merciless internet is preventing her from changing history. In the meanwhile, Pap's silent elegance has evolved into the best message in English. He is demonstrating to the world the importance of maintaining your peace. He's demonstrating that you don't have to put up with treachery no matter how much time and effort you put in. His decision to rebuild, his calmness, and his quiet speak more than any clapback or diss tune. His admirers view him as an example of how to put dignity above theatrics. More extensive discussions have also been triggered by the rupture between Pap and Remy. Loyalty, double standards, and relational accountability are topics of discussion. Some contend that Pap would have been subjected to constant dragging if he had been the one to cheat. Some claim that Remy's demise hurts harder since she deceived a well-liked person. In any case, the split has evolved beyond just rumors. It is a cultural flashpoint about respect, love, and the consequences of misplaced loyalty. The breakup of Remy Ma and Papoose, which was once touted as one of hip-hop's most unbreakable love tales, has taken a more sinister turn than anybody could have imagined. Pap has formally ended that chapter after years of devotion, supporting her through scandals, jail time, and career reconstruction. However, the aftermath is degenerating into chaos rather than harmony on both sides. Remy has reportedly not been managing Pap's new relationship well, according to recent rumors. Rumor has it that she not only used burner accounts to send subliminal threats, but she also physically confronted his new girlfriend. This isn't just any lady either. A professional boxer who has been taught to fight in the ring rather than engage in small-scale feuds is Pap's new partner. According to witnesses, the altercation became violent, and Remy was dragged away before things got out of hand. A far cry from the persona that made her famous. The once-embothered queen of resilience is now accused of stalking and lashing out. The retaliation was harsh and swift. Those who used to respect Remy's strength are now doubting her judgment. The tone on social media is harsh. She mishandled him while holding the king. She is now upset that a different lady took the throne. One comment went viral. "You can't cheat, lose the man, and then attack the woman who's giving him peace," said another echoing asterisk. What was once regarded as the gold standard of black love has devolved into a warning story. Sources claim that Papoose has reached his breaking point behind closed doors. He is renowned for his composure and is said to have given Remy a private caution. He will take legal action to defend his peace, his spouse, and most importantly, his daughter, if the drama doesn't cease. Pap is no longer prepared to let Remy's instability to seep into the life he is reconstructing after years of keeping her down through every storm. This isn't about pettiness to Pap. It has to do with borders. His new relationship is drama-free, peaceful, and grounded. The complete reverse of what he had to put up with for years, according to sources. He is incensed that Remy's activities may affect their daughter's well-being, even if he has decided to remain silent in public. Even if it means severing relationships more firmly than before, he is determined to protect her from the spectacle. Conversely, Remy is shown as a lady who is falling apart due to her regrets. According to insiders, she was more affected by seeing Pap so joyful so fast than by any fight rap lyric. Her anger is being directed on the one person who had nothing to do with their split. rather than being transformed into healing, the new girlfriend of Pap, in addition to harming her reputation, this action is destroying the resilient legacy she worked so hard to establish after being released from jail. This story is now more than just rumors. It serves as a case study of what occurs when loyalty is violated, love becomes toxic, and someone is unable to let go. The disillusionment for viewers goes beyond the controversies surrounding celebrities. Hope was previously represented by Remy and Pap. Evidence that love could endure adversity, celebrity, and prison walls. They now serve as a warning that when trust is betrayed, even the strongest foundation may crumble. Remy must deal with the hard realities of public criticism and personal remorse, while Pap shines in quiet. In a conflict that she never requested to be involved in, their daughter continues to be the most innocent casualty. And the depressing reality is evident. Regardless of how famous their previous romance was, some harm cannot be reversed. What comes next? The issue is far from finished, according to insiders. Given the rumors about Remy's purported threats and Pap's stated caution, the following chapter could be even more shocking. Their union was once hailed by the world as a sign of unwavering devotion, but now it serves as a warning. Without respect, love is doomed to fail. The past that unites Remy and Papoose is what adds even more weight to this tale. They were more than just a husband and wife pair. They were a movement, a unit, and a brand. They formed a family, stacked enterprises, and traveled side by side. Love gone wrong wasn't the only reason behind their split. Splitting an empire in front of the world was the goal. Pap remained silent as rumors began to connect Remy to Easy, the block captain. He made an effort to exit politely, allowing his quiet to do the talking. But now that Remy's behavior is upsetting his tranquility, that quiet has given way to resolve. Pap is done being the kind person behind the scenes. The aftermath is the focus of the hip-hop community. Everyone has an opinion, whether they are other artists, industry writers, or Twitter fans. The demise of hip-hop's most devoted love tale is viewed by some as a tragedy. Others claim that after years of prioritizing Remy, Pap is now at last standing alone. In any case, one thing is evident. Pap has changed the course of events. He is no longer the quiet, devoted companion. He is a man who is defending his story. Additionally, Remy is willing to reveal a part of himself that the world has never seen if he continues to step over the line. According to rumors, he has already spoken with attorneys the possibility of filing a lawsuit, and, she persists, obtaining a restraining order. This is a clear turning point. For 4 years, Remy fought her way out of jail, changing her reputation to one of fortitude and atonement. She turned into a real-life illustration of how second chances might succeed. However, all of that progress might be undone by her present actions. Furthermore, it is virtually hard to win people back once they have turned against you in the court of public opinion. Every mistake she makes puts her future and reputation in grave danger. What comes next then? The question that looms over this story is that, will Remy eventually take responsibility for her actions, or will she continue to descend into chaos? Will Pap seek peace outside of the judicial system, or will he pursue legal action? One thing is for sure, Pap can no longer be tolerated. His message is straightforward. There is no going back now that he has moved on.